We all know that heavy alcohol consumption can cause liver damage. Now, new evidence shows that forever chemicals worsen that damage, according to a recent study from the University of Louisville. Our Christy Dutton spoke with two U of L researchers from this study about the health impact in today's medical news.
Here with us today is Dr. Frederick Ekuban and Dr. Matthew Kay from the University of Louisville College of Medicine. Thank you so much for being here. Now, you both worked directly on this study, finding that link between forever chemicals and alcohol-related liver damage. Dr. Ekuban, what did you find in this study? How did you test it?
Well, thank you for this opportunity. First off, what we did was using animal models, place them on alcohol diet concurrent with exposure to PFOS, which is a type of bigger PFAS compounds.
Right, and we sometimes call them forever chemicals, PFAS, forever chemicals. Dr. Kay, just so we're all on the same page, what are forever chemicals and how are we exposed to them?
Yeah, great question. So forever chemicals are a class of literally thousands of chemicals. And so these chemicals were produced for a variety of industrial applications. So for example, they make Scotchgard, Teflon, things of this nature, but many, many more uses too, flame retardants, for example. And so unfortunately, they've come to contaminate the water supply and the food chain as well. And they were used for things like Scotchgard and other applications because they are highly resistant to degradation, so they don't break down. And so they last forever, essentially, and they get into our bodies and last forever.
So forever chemicals in our body, do we all have them?
Yes, unfortunately so, but we can have them to a different degree. You know, there's many thousands of these. Some people may have them to a higher degree than others. And you know, recently it was shown, kind of leading back to the study, that the forever chemicals, they are in drinking water, and so you can look online and see, you know, what the concentration is in Louisville and other municipalities. But there was a recent publication that came out just before ours that said, well, you know, if you know, Kentucky being a bourbon state, so if you're making, in this case it was beer, making beer in a city that has PFAS contaminated water, the forever chemicals also contaminate the beer. So hopefully that doesn't apply to Kentucky bourbon, but we don't know.
Yeah, so doubling down. So how much worse does it make the damage to your liver when you add in the PFAS or the forever chemicals to it? Is it more than the sum of the two risks?
Yeah, what we realized was that whilst alcohol in itself is a major risk factor for alcohol-associated liver diseases, current clinical data has shown that only about 35% of those who misuse alcohol have severe liver effect. And so that's why we were trying to look at the environmental exposure's contribution towards the overall liver health disease progression. And what we found was that whilst alcohol alone generates a lot of fat in our liver and also causes liver damage, with the introduction of PFAS together with the alcohol, it exacerbated this outcome of high liver fatty composition together with liver injury, which makes the liver disease even much more worsened.
Okay, so now that we know this, what are we supposed to do with this information, right? How do we apply this to our lives?
Yeah, so that's a great question, and we're still working on this and others, but I think it's important to know that that drinking has become a really big problem, and it always has been. But I think as you and probably many of your viewers are aware, it became much worse in the pandemic. And so I'm actually a liver physician as well as liver researcher, and work with the transplant team at Jewish Hospital. And we've seen a big change in the epidemiology of liver disease, and much more alcohol-related liver disease than we used to when I started 20 years ago. Also in younger people, and more women than we used to see as well. And so I think it's important to drink in moderation if you drink, and we're working on confirming these mouse findings in humans, and it looks like we are going to be able to confirm them preliminarily.
Dr. Ekuban, Dr. Cave, thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure to get to talk to you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Dr. Ekuban says the next stage of this research will be to determine if men and women are impacted differently by forever chemicals and alcohol-related liver disease.